Hey guys, it's Max. This is me. I'm going to be speaking about philosophy and what recently happened to me, and analyzing some Call of Duty clips that I've uploaded. I used to be able to put music to them, but now the copyright has gotten strict, so I don't really bother with that anymore. But this is an overtime in a demolition game, and check it out. This is a special gun called the hand cannon. It's a one-shot kill pistol, and this gun was basically designed specifically for me. That's what it feels like, because I can always get one shot off it. This is the first time it's been in Call of Duty. So there's a glitch where you can put the body armor on. Oh, and then I tomahawk that guy without even seeing him. There's a glitch where when you're putting your armor on, if you press triangle, like switch weapon, it'll put it on faster. So as soon as I respawn, I have the missile, but we already won. So yeah, that was cool, right? It's hard to, on the slower clips, it'll be easier to talk about something else. Do this. Yeah, this clip has some style to it.
Protect the objectives.
I uploaded this one because I just felt like I was a cozy soldier here. Like, I'm taking partial cover by this thing, by crouching, and I'm just taking that guy off. Like a beautiful way to start the game. But anyway, I went to 2 psych wards in August because I got picked up twice by the police, handcuffed, 5150'd, and now what they do is they do a 5250, basically automatically. So the 5150 is for 3 days. Like, if a cop wants you to be 5150'd, he can just put his statement in and take you to the hospital, and then they 5150 you, and you can't get out for 3 days. But now what's been happening to me is they will automatically, even if I'm like perfectly well behaved and cooperative, they will turn the 5150 into a 14-day called the 5250. And this causes danger of losing your wages, losing your rent money, losing your car, like all this. Like, I had my car impounded because one of the times I got picked up in my car, and it was literally like, I don't think it's fair. I mean, it was my fault, but they took my car to an impound lot, and then the impound lot charges $100 a night, and I legally can't leave and go pick it up. I mean, theoretically, I could make a phone call and like tell someone else to go do it for me, but what if I want to handle my own business? You know, you're legally not allowed to. Like, I'm being imprisoned, but without committing a crime. I mean, my crime was committed, but it's not a crime that would give you jail time. But these 5250s that they're putting people in for 14 days is just kind of like unconstitutional, in my opinion. Now, maybe they're doing you right because it's better than being in jail. I've been to jail, and it is better than jail. The beds are a little bit softer, but to be honest, I think jail is better. Jail just was worse because I was there longer. I was there 37 days for jail. The psych wards is only like 5, 7. Worst I ever had was the first time, which was 8 days, because I didn't show any improvement. And sometimes I go to psych wards back to back because I will go there and then get released, and then I'll still be on a manic episode because I have bipolar 1, and then I'll get that. So it's kind of like in between psych wards, I'll still be manic basically. It's one big psychosis. Now this part's cool in Call of Duty. I love the flamethrower. It's actually a terrible weapon when someone like that has flak jacket, because flak jacket completely protects them from flames, and it'll actually give you a disadvantage. Like, even though you're using a kill streak weapon and you get the draw on them, they will almost always kill you if they have flak jacket. And then if you really grill them good with the flamethrower, they will slowly die even with the flak jacket, but they'll pick you off first. So I only use flamethrower when I just want to hear them scream. But it's honestly a really bad gun. It was really good in Black Ops 4. It was terrible in this one. So anyway, yeah, I think I actually told some cops, you know, about my website, maxjan.com, maxjann.com. I told them who I was. I was like, look, you know, first off, I want to say thank you to my dad for paying for the impound that I couldn't afford, paying the towing company, and paying my rent money that I couldn't pay because of the loss of wages. Even if I had my wages, I still need help with rent. And that's just my reality, and it's really disappointing. I'll be turning 32 at the end of the month. I thought when I was a little boy I would have a family and be rich and a good job by now, but that hasn't been the case. I'm not entirely disappointed because life is so abundant with possibility, and I mean, even that little thing right there, sniping someone and hurting them and then switching to my little new gun I'm trying out is fun. Like,
You performed as expected, Karoo. Prepare to redeploy.
Like, I remember, like, this is my best play right here. My dad doesn't like when I play Call of Duty, and he doesn't like when I make philosophy videos, and he had me, and I love my dad. I'll have to start listening to him more, but I felt like making a video because I was watching Sam Harris and Lex Friedman, and it's all the same guys, you know. It's either Jordan Peterson, Lex Friedman, Sam Harris, Andrew Huberman, or Terrence McKenna, or whoever, Alan Watts. It's all the same dudes, you know. And there's only like, let's say, 20 of them that you really like. Billy Carson. There's only so many of them, and I feel like I need my own voice. I need to make videos and listen to them. I would say I listen to each one at least maybe 3 times, maybe once per month. If it's a really good video, I'll listen to it that day, and then a couple more times that week, you know. But like, I like listening to my own voice and watching my own clips, because if all you're doing, this part I fuck up. I guess I got that one down. I guess I got him to it, but I still was disappointed in myself right there, missing that shot. But guy walks right by me. Yeah, I was just kind of tearing it up this game.
Enemy spy plane inbound.
I'm getting shot at from behind, but instead of caring about that, I pursue the guys in front of me, and then I turn around. And see how they all burn? and I'm using the napalm strike just to rub in the fire. Like, this is just me having fun. And then I fucking could have made this clip so sick just by getting that headshot there, but instead the game just let that guy survive a chest shot.
Loyalty to the motherland. Victory.
And then it ends on a sour note, but that was a good game. And then this was the guy on the other team using the same gun, and he got the best play this round. But I was able to get the better of him. You know, I care about winning the game. Alright, let's go. Okay, we got burn them all. Yeah, this one's cool. So this one, I'm getting self-conscious about my clips. Like, are they even worth uploading? But thankfully, my two best friends told me they've been watching them and they think they're cool. So in this one, right now I have a good position with the flamethrower. I can just burn that guy and then get back to my good position. But then he just kind of messed me up there. But I was happy to get a few. Now I'm using a silent pistol, which is just a dreadful gun. This is the starting pistol with a suppressor, so you basically have to sneak up on someone to get a kill with that. I'm using it just because I felt like it. And it makes me run faster than the AK. So it's not like a melee weapon, it's not completely useless, but it makes me run faster. So at the start of a game or at the start of a spawn, I can kind of gain speed before I switch to my heavy AK. What else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, dreams. I want to talk about dreams. I've been taking meds. You know, at the psych ward they give you meds. And then so in between psych wards this on August, I didn't take meds because I was like, fuck meds. And that's my mentality usually. That's my dogma. To use a word. But I met this guy named Garrison who he had like he prayed for me. Oh, look at that. That part's pretty crazy. He put his hand on I'm gonna show that again. He put his hand on my shoulder. So this is insane, right? So I get a kill. I call in a chopper. I have 14 bullets. I do the quick body on the armor glitch, and then I get a kill where I would have died. Look at my health. All my armor's gone. And then I jump over here and get 3 guys, like, with the flamethrower. And that's why I uploaded this whole thing. And then here, I could burn this guy, but I just decided not to die. And let my team take care of it. And let my helicopter take care of him. So I can get that guy. But the clip's pretty much over. So anyway, I have so much to share. So I saw Jesus in real life. But before I get to that, I saw him in my dream underground, and I made a video about that. But that was like normal Jesus in the white robe, the one that was underground with me. But the one that was playing piano with me was the Young the Giant Jesus guy. The lead singer of Young the Giant, but younger. And that's how he appeared to me. But the Jesus I saw in real life, I saw him at 7-Eleven, and he was he looked like he did in my dream of the piano, where I wrote a song in my dream, and that's on my Instagram. It's called Shadow of My Legacy. But my Instagram is really fun to manage because I only have 117 posts. So whenever I make a post, I have to delete one of my 117 posts, and I want to do that for the rest of my life, and then just at the end of my life have 117 of my best posts. Even though my Instagram itself is like very low follower and low like percentage, I like it, and that's what I'm gonna do. Today I went to a skateboarding really fast around the town wearing my Chess Wizards cloak, like a cape, like Wizard's cape, with a checkerboard cape. Like I love that. That would go there. And then see, I'm not spawning immediately. I'm watching the kill cam because I want to see myself with the scythe just getting double kills like that. Because it's just so cool. Especially when I got a diamond, which took some skill. But I'm trying to be more humble. Anyway, at the sideboard, I made some friends, I met some interesting people. But some of the people, like my roommates, were just like, the first sideboard I went to, my roommate was catatonic, and he was scary because he couldn't connect with you at all. Like, it felt like he was capable of anything. Like, look at that. Oh, if I had gotten that guy, like, that's... And then I just kind of get available. So then I see the 117 of me. 11 kills, 7 deaths. So that'll trigger me. So I'm getting shot from there. Take cover, take them out. And then check this out. Boom. And then the armor glitch, and then you switch weapons, and that keeps your armor on, but gets you out of the animation. Like putting the armor on, which takes a while. So you'll notice when I'm getting shot from behind, I never turn around and challenge that because you don't know where they are. All you know is they're looking at you. So the best thing you can do is push forward, kill whoever's in front of you, if anyone's there at all, and then kind of like regroup, gain health back, and then think about pausing and looking at a doorway behind you where he might be pursuing you, because then you have the advantage.
So Viper's retreat. You are not taking this.
Yeah, people who snipe like this are just like insane. Like I can do it too, but some people are insane with the custom snipers. I mean, that might have just been a sticker. It's also not a sickle, it's a scythe, but I just felt like saying that. My roommate's gaming. So recently I started doing using a revolver. My computer's struggling to do the quick time thing. Let me see if I can help it. So this guy was freakishly good with the Krig, and I had a terrible first round of I think it was demolition. And we actually lose this game. But during this game, I started to go off with my pistol. And I'm using a pistol where you have 12 bullets in the chamber, and you have to reload every bullet manually that you spend. And I'm also using a sniper where, and it's a 2-shot kill. I'm also using a sniper where it's a 1-shot kill, but it's a pathetic. It's the weakest sniper by far. It does have a barrel with extra damage, so you can get a 1-shot kill with it, but there's so many times where you shoot someone and they should die and they don't. But I'm using that because you also have to reload the bullets one at a time, and it's kind of cool. Every bullet you see me firing, I have to manually reload the bullets in, you'll see. So instead of planting, because they're so good, I just decided I think what's best for my team is if I stay alive in their spawn and kind of like cause some havoc, and maybe my teammate can get a plant in. There I just missed that guy. Like sometimes when I rewatch clips, I can see the enemy better than when I was actually playing, because when you're actually playing, you're kind of plotting where you're going to go, and you're not really seeing everything. You're more like jumping and aiming. So now they have a harp, so I plant the bomb, so they have to come to me, and then there's a time. I have a time advantage because they have to come quickly, because they know exactly where I am. So this is my best option, and then I'm also pulling out my Magnum. That guy died really fast, and that's 2 shots right there, and so is that. And I'm firing them quick, and I have the SOCOM Eliminator, which is the most vertical recoil control on that pistol. And somehow I just start going off, even though they are hard. And I have a handgun. And I'm making it look a lot easier than it is to do this. So right there I have armor, so I kind of have an advantage. This gun's not bad, but it took me a while to figure out how to, Oh, and then that guy actually got me, even though I could have sniped him. It kind of ended my spree. I'll get him back. This is a poorly used, it's a poorly timed missile. I get 2 guys. Because really my only chance of winning this game for my team is planting A, and then when they go to defuse it and I'm dead, that's when I call in the missile. And then you blow them all up trying to defuse it. That was our only chance. Because now we're just going to lose. So I'm just going to go to the next. I do get some more pistol kills, but let's go to the next one. This clip's from today. Oh, but what I have to say to my dad is like, what's the difference between watching TV and playing video games? Like, it's just how you choose to spend your time at leisure. There's only so much time one can work, and even at work you have to take breaks. A Call of Duty game is like 10 minutes. Sometimes I only play 1 game or 0 games in the whole day. So this is I recently heard something about your brain where it's like you develop little machines in your mind that can do things automatically. So when I'm doing the, like when I'm killing that guy with the pistol there, my brain is like barely on. Like, it's automatic. Like it doesn't aiming a pistol with my right thumb on a PlayStation. I know how to aim at a pistol. Like I don't have to think about it. So I heard recently, I forget who said it. I think it was Andrew Huberman, but your mind gets angry if I just stopped playing Call of Duty. I've done that. My mind will be like, bro, you built your mind around gunfights, and you're not going to be in a gunfight. What do you expect your mind to do with all these machines that you've built? Like, what did I just do to that guy? Like, I take it for granted, but I'm jumping out a window, so I'm respawning. I'm jumping up the ladder so I don't have to waste time climbing up it. Then I have a sniper out because that's what I spawn with. I jump out the window so I don't have to waste time. First, I check my sniper area and realize that my team is spawning over there. Now I switch to my pistol. I'm jumping out the window while looking to the right. And I'm aiming also before I hit the ground, and I'm immediately shooting him, bringing him to half health, and then finishing him off. Their best player on their team, Kingslet. And that's like that's like second nature to me. So how can I not do this? And then here, this is just absurd that I missed this. I think that's the game's fault. I don't know. I knew he was dead. Like, I know where he's coming, and I know I have the tomahawk, and there's no way I should ever lose that. But somehow I fucked it up. Because I was just, like, thinking about it too much. Like, there's a million ways I could have killed that guy. But anyway, I uploaded this because it's just I think it's a really cool thing that, like, you know, you see streamers play Call of Duty and a lot of them, their lobbies just seem soft and they don't really rock a pistol. You know what I mean? I don't know, it's just I'm challenging two guys in a window with machine guns, and I'm getting one of them and surviving, and then reloading, bullet by bullet. It's pretty badass.
We're losing the advantage.
I don't really see that.
Hostile spy plane established overhead.
Your gas mine has been destroyed.
And then I just fucked up. I'm toying with the idea of, because we're losing, we're down 7. So I'm toying with the idea of maybe I should put away the pistol, because this is a good shotgun level. If you're wondering why that guy didn't turn around, it's because he has a UAV up, and it's not showing an enemy behind him. So he's assuming those gunshots he heard are not right next to him. Like they could have been underneath him or something. Because I'm ghost. I'm off of the radar. And this is a very disappointing fight. But I still like that I have a bunch of chances to kill him there, and then when I miss all my shots, I switch to the Magnum and I still have a chance. Where if I had taken cover there, after missing all my bullets, like right here I have one bullet and I miss it, I shouldn't challenge with the Magnum. I should actually take cover, make him come to me, and then with my 12 Magnum bullets, I could probably get him. But instead I like challenged immediately, exposing myself to his gunfire. Whereas if you hide and then repop out, you kind of have an advantage instead of a disadvantage. And like this is a fun cat and mouse situation where I just get those two guys, and then I put a well-placed gas mine there, and then that was a point-blank kill. I don't know if he was injured or what, but it just gave me the kill. And then the helicopter got me, but it was also bad of me to miss that. Now, if I wanted to vote a class to killing helicopters, it would be cold-blooded so that the helicopter wouldn't be able to kill me. But because I'm trying to get certain guns gold, I'm not doing that, and I'm basically just chucking that death. Just saying, go ahead and kill me. I don't really care, because I can still burn. So the game's pretty much in the balance, and I know it's up to me. No one is going to win for me in this game here. I do have games where sometimes my team is really good, but it's extremely rare to not be the best player on my team. I still only win like half the time, like a little more than half the time, but I'm almost always the best player on my team. The question is, does my team win? Am I good enough to get my team to win? It's like Kobe, you know,
We're taking control.
on the Lakers.
But
like Kobe's gonna get his, but do the Lakers win or not? That's why he's team wins. That guy just like wasted me right there. That was the one thing that really pissed me off in this game. So I just immediately like sprint up, jump, boom, to the head. Because I had lost that one-on-one because I didn't see the guy go around the thing. So right there, this is crazy. So this whole situation is crazy. So see, the reason I'm mad is because I had my hand cannon with plenty of ammo. So just to show this fight, I have him pinned down. I have a hand cannon. I know he's behind this concrete block because I didn't see him retreat. But I'm also second guessing, like maybe he teleported to another dimension, like because I don't know where he is. And then right there, out of the corner of my eye, you can see him come around, and he's not where I want him to be. And then he's killing me, and I'm like, shit. So now I'm pissed. So I get this nice kill off the spawn. I'm just like, boom, headshot. Then this is some crazy shit up here. So I get up here. I see an enemy. It's not my teammate who just ran right past me. So I'm not prepared for this battle. So I put down my gas mine and hop out the window. I don't turn around like an idiot and get like shotgunned or something. I don't know what weapon he has, you know what I mean? So I put the gas mine down thinking if he turns around, at least he'll be slowed by the gas and I can hop out the window and get in here. Now I have the advantage to that guy because I know if I'm going to dive by him, it's going to be behind me in this narrow hallway. So now I have the advantage to him coming in. Plus I have a mine up there. So the mine goes off and I can hear him coughing and then he does die from it. Then I decided to pick up the M16 up here. I'm not sure why I did. And then I get a kill with it. And then I almost die with it. And I already have an M16 gold, but I'm going for this challenge where you're supposed to kill someone, take their gun, and then kill them with it. Multiple times. Like 100 times. Or something. So now we're down by 5. There's less than 3 minutes left. I have a war machine, but I'm not using it because I'm waiting for the Blackbird, the advanced UAV. Once I have that, because I don't want to waste it like I wasted my hand cannon. Once I have the Blackbird active, Then I'll call in my war machine, and this game should be a wrap, even though we're down 5. We have Kobe. So now I decide my current class isn't good enough. The pistol isn't good enough. Now I have the shotgun and a different sniper, and I'm basically saying it's now or never to get the Blackbird.
Enemy care package above.
Oh, but then I decide, okay, so right here I decide they have a chopper, a UAV, they're up 5, it's only 2.5 minutes left. I don't have enough points to get the Blackbird. I don't have enough confidence in my current abilities to go out there and kill a bunch of people, get a kill streak, and get the advanced UAV. So I have to risk dying with my war machine. So I'm just going to try to get my kill streak with the war machine and then call in the advanced UAV. So my teammates are bad. They both died of getting flanked. I clean it up and go back to my post. I'm in this hallway where I'm basically immortal in these hallways. This is my favorite map and my favorite hallways, especially with the war machine, because they just have no chance pretty much.
Enemy RCXD detected.
So it's a cat and mouse game because we're catching up now. And I have to balance my aggression with my, we lose. If I turn the corner out there and get shot from the other direction, we lose the game. Guaranteed. So I have to stay alive, but also be getting kills. So everyone that's challenging me in these hallways is dying, and I'm controlling both hallways at the same time, and both sniping points at the same time. That was an RC coming to kill me, so I blew it up, because I can see through walls with engineer, which I have. Now it gives me the harp, and I immediately turn around and kill him, then kill him. Now I have a hand cannon if I need it. I can be a little more aggressive with this. And then that guy hits me with a knife across the fucking mouth. He's using a ballistic knife, which is a terrible gun in this game. So I just gotta, now I have my hand cannon, I'm just getting some kills. We're up 4 now. And now my team should be able to function with the UAV up. That guy has a death machine minigun, and I just chop him down with the hand cannon, which is far superior, because you can move and shoot, and it's a one shot.
Bring this home.
So I really thought this game was just, this is like an average game for me in terms of like a good game. This is like Kobe's good game would be like 32 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists. That's what this game is to me. But I've done this like 100 times. But that's what I like to do, is lead my team to victory, a comeback victory. And then we got this crazy clip I did today. So I miss a tomahawk, get him with the sight before he can kill me, before he knows I'm there, and then get him, pick up his tomahawk, and kill him. Then I miss this guy because I'm flashed, pull out my KSP and kill him. So what you just saw is one tomahawk that I miss. I don't retrieve because I can pick it up here in the ammo box. Now I have one again. I hit this dude, and then I run over his body, and when you run over his body, you pick up the tomahawk automatically, and then I'm, let's see if I can slow it down. Why Why isn't it letting me slow it down? Oh, isn't that a thing you can do? Let's do this. So, I mean, terrible tomahawk. I guess I saw a guy and I just tried to get him. So, okay, so by the time he sees me, imagine how scary this is. I've been on the receiving end of this. It's terrifying. All of a sudden, you just see this huge like scythe and this guy wielding it, a clown running at you. So now I pick up my tomahawk from the ammo chest, which gives you full everything. And now, before I even go in there, there is a famous alleyway here where people try to kill each other. So many people die on this alleyway. Like, it's usually one team on one side, one team on the other, and whoever's more sophisticated at killing in a straight line holds this down. And sometimes it's a sniper, sometimes it's a crossbow, sometimes it's grenades. But in my case, I'm literally challenging it with one tomahawk and a scythe. And the guy's waiting for us. But I have a perk. This is incorrect here. It glitches out. I have a perk called Ninja, which means they can't hear my footsteps, and then Gung Ho, which means that when I'm tomahawking, when I'm holding my tomahawk ready to throw it, I can still be sprinting, is what Gung Ho does. So I'm sprinting around this corner with my tomahawk ready to throw, and I know there's going to be a guy in here that is going to be aiming at this, and he's going to kill me if I don't kill him first. So I take the bullets, and I basically throw it at him and kill him before he can kill me. And now I'm sprinting still. I never stop sprinting. Now there's another guy. He just saw his teammate die. Obviously, he knows the enemy is coming, so that's where his gun's aiming. And I am dead. There's no way with the gun I have out, the scythe. There's no way for me to close this gap and kill him. And I can't switch weapons and kill him because he's gonna kill me while I'm switching weapons. So my only chance is to run over this corpse, pick up my tomahawk, and throw it at this guy. So pick it up, and then I immediately throw it at this guy while dodging some of his shots and taking damage. So now he's dead. Now I get his the tomahawk again, and now there's another guy, and you'll see my tomahawk's already aiming, and I kind of have my sight out too. It's kind of like, it's not really a glitch, but it's like when you have Gung Ho. I discovered this, like, I've been playing this game for like a year, like a lot, and I only recently discovered this as a viable strategy. Basically, I'm tomahawking him again, and then I could scythe him if the tomahawk doesn't register. So once I kill him with the tomahawk, then I go for the scythe, but it was too late. He's already dead. And then here I have the tomahawk again, so I'm going for a quad, but I get flashbanged. But you can see I'm throwing my tomahawk, so I throw it to where I think the flashbang came from, and then I jump and switch weapons. And by the time it clears up, I see a guy, and I aim and hit him twice, and that's enough. So that was a pretty crazy clip. Let's watch it. Watch it at. I mean, this is one of the craziest clips I've ever done. Just because the triple is so gnarly. Because I'm basically a machine. I'm not wasting any speed. This KSP is mean. I've never used it before, but it's neat. Alright. So that's pretty much my Call of Duty part of the video. Now let's do Eagle slides. Let's slide into our DMs. Go to slides. So I mentioned I saw Jesus, and then I just didn't even like talk about it. But basically, he was the dream piano version of Jesus, like my specific Jesus, not the Jesus that everyone sees or claims to see with the white robe, but like the down to earth Jesus that I dreamt about, with dark skin. Um, he was working the 7-Eleven, and I was getting a bottle of water, and I was gonna get an apple, but I was thinking, you know, and you can call this psychosis if you want. I was thinking, what if they poison the apple? And I was thinking, I hope I'm starting to look better and be a better, you know, Christian, like a better example of what a Christian is. And I also was thinking, Jesus, even if you aren't real, because I had never seen him before in reality, I thought, even if you're not real, I'm still going to follow you because I believe in you so much. I'm still going to pretend you're real, was my mindset. Like, I'll do it if you won't, you know, because obviously this world needs saving still. It hasn't been saved yet, like fully. So that was my mindset. And then I'm thinking I'm Elam, you know, and all of a sudden he's there at the register, and he's wearing a shirt that says "Fear God," and it was pink, the shirt with white tie dye, and white letters saying "Fear God" with a capital F and G, and it might have been all caps. I don't remember, but I remember what he looked like and his eyes, his brown eyes, and he looked at me. And I was half paying attention to him because I'm picturing just the 7-Eleven guy would be working there. But I had $5 cash on me, which is rare. Usually I pay with a debit card. But I had a $5 bill that was like smooth, and I was like looking good and checking myself out in the security camera when I walked in. I'm wearing a tank top. I've been lifting weights at this point in my life, which was like August, maybe early August or late July. So I walk into the 7-Eleven, check myself out, go get the core water bottle, and then I come back because I had a roommate named Kobe who only drank that. So I figure maybe that's a good water, and it turns out it is. It's my favorite too. But then I come back and he goes, he doesn't say a word. I just put the bottle of water down and go to hand him the $5 bill, like one of those mindless transactions, and he takes my $1 bill or $5 bill and hands me $2, two $1 bills, and the bottle of water costs $2.99. So if the bottle of water cost $3 instead of $2.99, the transaction would have made sense. But theoretically, he owes me a penny. Jesus owes me 1 cent, but he owes me a lucky penny. But I didn't care about the penny, and he knew that, so he gave me $2, and he knew I wasn't gonna look for the penny. So then I'm walking out of the store with the bottle of water and my $2 and my two $1 bills, and I said, during the transaction when I was giving him the $5 bill, I'm not sure exactly when it was. It was as soon as I looked up and saw his beauty and I saw his shirt, I said, "Fear of God, I love that." Like I love your shirt is kind of what I was saying, but audibly what I said was fear of God. I love that, and because he was wearing his shirt that said fear of God, or I was like fear God, I love that, and then he looked surprised. That confuses me retroactively. Why would he be surprised? But it seemed like he was surprised that someone could see him in his true form. But he was uh I mean, a guy works there named Ahmed, and I don't think it was him. I think he was body snatched momentarily or something by an angel of the Lord, but I think it was the Lord because he was the Jesus from my dream in reality. So I gave him uh, the money. I said, "Fear of God, I love that." He looks up at me surprised. Then his eyes start to kind of almost water because he's looking at me and I'm looking at him. And I say, I'm like this philosopher guy who's super eager to meet people like him. Like the fact that he's wearing a shirt that says Fear of God means he's on my team, because the fear of God is the beginning of wisdom, is what I said in the Sermon on the Cloud, because that's what was written in the Bible. And I talk about the importance of like how much I've learned based on that one verse alone, that people don't know or get, because how can you, in proclaiming to be wise, they became fools, um, and like woe to them who are prudent in their own sight and wise in their own eyes, to name a few. But so I go, fear of God, I love that. Then as I get the $2 and I'm walking out with my water, and I notice this guy that I just interacted with, he is on my team. I would love to give him my card. I only have a limited amount of glittery cards. Every once in a while, I go to Michael's and I re up on arts and crafts and make more, and they're very inexpensive to make, like dollars. You know, each card probably costs like less than $1 to make. Less than a quarter to make, really, because the whole sheet is like costs $1.25, and you can make like 30 cards with it. So um, it's like 3 cents, or something. So anyway, I don't feel like doing math right now. I just, but but that didn't work though. 3 cents times 30 is 90 cents. So yeah, that actually kind of worked because it costs like $1. So that wasn't bad. Anyway, it'd be 4 cents is each card. But so I was gonna give him my 4 cent card, but he said with his eyes that he already knew, and his eyes started to tear up, maybe. And I was gonna give him my whole thing. I was gonna give him my card and tell him who I was and say, "Oh, you based on your shirt, you might be interested in my website and what I'm trying to sell, which is God, and the fear of God and the glory of God, and I just want everyone to read what I've written because I've worked so hard in the spiritual way, the way that doesn't get you, you know, they confuse gainliness with godliness. Now, I will say, I will pump the brakes and say, gainliness ain't that bad, because if it wasn't for my father, I shouldn't say father, if it wasn't for my dad, Michael Jan, I would be on the street begging right now. I wouldn't have a car. I wouldn't be able to go to my job tomorrow. There's all these things I wouldn't be able to do. I wouldn't be in an apartment with the rent paid. So, but the Bible says um, there are those who confuse gainliness with godliness. And anyway, I was gonna give him my whole shtick and give him a card, but I was looking at his eyes, and he was looking at me with such love and like understanding, and the way he looked at me was he understood all the pain I had ever been through, and he had lived it too. And it was like we both were on the same exact path. Like we knew what it was like. Like I didn't have to tell him my whole sales pitch, and I also didn't have to tell him how hard it is sometimes when you're hated for trying to do the right thing. What you truly believe is the truth, and people don't like it, or you don't get paid for it. Like he, I'm trying to describe how he looked. The whole interaction was like 5 seconds, but in those 5 seconds, we made eye contact, and I was gonna tell him something. Then I walked away, and I said, "Beginning of wisdom," because all I had said was fear of God. I love that. And then he looked up at me like surprised. Then he made eye contact with me. He started to like tear up because he was kind of saying with his eyes that I know what it's like to be you, like to walk your path. I did it already, like he was an angel from heaven. And I think it was Jesus, my Jesus, the way he can appear to me. And I think that based on intuition, I think that some blonde girl somewhere might have Jesus appear to her in her own special way, but that's my Jesus is like Young the Giant lead singer, half the age, 70 times as handsome. And so, anyway, he was so pretty. And then I was like, I got to get out of here. Like, not only do I not sell him anything, but he so clearly knows that I just got to get out of there. He couldn't say a word. He didn't say anything. He didn't say, "Hi, how are you?" He didn't say anything. All he did was take my five, give me $2, not give me a penny, and then look surprised when I said fear of God, and then looked at me like, "Oh my God, you can see who I am." Like maybe God told him, "You got to go to the 7-Eleven and work it tonight," and no one's going to be able to know to see your beauty except one. And he had been working there all night, and then I came in. Who knows what Jesus's path is here on his second coming, but I truly believe that the second coming of Christ is underway, and it's not me, it's him coming back and putting to rest me, because I was going to do it myself, though to the best of my ability. I was like, worked all day, put on the tank top, and went to 7-Eleven thinking I can do this forever. Like, that was my mindset, is I will forever do this. But hey, now I'll take my meds. I don't want to be dogmatic. So then after that, I was outside of this haircut place, and this guy came by with a triangle on his arm. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if we talk about your triangle? Because my symbol is the triangle with the halo." And he was like, "Oh, yeah, it was for this church when I was a kid, and I don't like them anymore. And it's just this lousy tattoo I have." And I was like, "I have an idea on how you can make it better. You can put a halo on it, and then it'll be like my symbol, which means change for the good." And he was like interested in that, and then, but not really. But the truth is, he was testing me, because this dude was either God again or an angel, because or just a really good Christian, you know. But he was able to, just by that interaction, he put his hand on me and started praying and said, I can tell that you're in a fight with your parents about financial matters, and it's going to be okay in a matter of weeks when you talk to them. And he said, it's not about the money. Uh, when you talk to them, just know that it's not about the money. And he said, Jesus wants you to turn your life over to him completely because you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. That was like his prayer. And I was like, damn, that was like weirdly spot on, because my parents had just threatened to like not pay the rent because I had said I saw Jesus at 7-Eleven, probably, and because they're tired of it, because I'm 31, and I accept that, and I'm sorry, and I am taking my meds, and when I said to the guy Garrison, I said, well, I don't want to be dogmatic or something. He said, I like that word dogma. And I think he likes the word because it's a nuanced way to criticize religion and say we don't have to be dogmatic about it. We can be practical about it. But we still got to be all in instead of 1 foot in, 1 foot out. And like, I like being evil and good simultaneously. Um, but the truth is, you got to be all good and yet acknowledge your evil nature. If ye being evil know how to give good gifts, what what do you think God is going to give you? Being good. Do not the tax collectors do the same? You know. Anyway, what's the difference between me and you? About 3 hours a night for 3 summers on one CPU. Dr. Dre did it, then G-Eazy did it. So Dr. Dre said, what's the difference between you and me? About da 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 da. And then G-Eazy said, what's the difference between me and you? And then Eminem said, what's the difference between us? We could start with the penis. Or we could scream, I don't give a fuck, and see who means it. But anyway, I use this line sometimes. This is all based on some pre-rendered photo Google Slides thing. I just made it. So anyway, recently I've been dreaming, and I'm bordering on lucid dreaming again. In my sermon on the cloud, I talked about the evil things I did when I was flying in my first lucid dream where I could fly, and how that's how I learned about my own depravity and tried to become good. And that's why my symbol is the triangle with the halo, trying to become a good angel because I was born a fallen one. But anyway, I can switch. So, you know how sometimes you have a night of dreams and there's kind of like different scenes. There's like 3 chapters. Like in one dream, you were playing basketball, and in another, you were, you know, the principal of like a school, and in another, you were on a spaceship. Like, you know, like, and you might go back. Well, you might have them in chapters like 1, 2, and 3. But what I've been doing recently, like, is I can switch back. So if one dream is not good and the other dream was good, I can be like, fuck this dream, I'm going back to the ocean. And I actually did that recently, where one dream was I was driving in my car, my old Mustang, and there was no guardrail, and it was just a cliff where I'm driving like 40. And if I'm texting or not looking, there's no guardrail, I will just go off to my death. And I remember I looked up and I saw that there was going to be certain death ahead. And so I swerved left, and my car was like almost like it was basically at the point where 1 millisecond later, and I would have like the momentum would have taken me off to the side of the road, and I wouldn't have like flown off like Dukes of Hazzard. I would have just slowly tipped over and then started to tumble. Like I wouldn't have been able to torque it back on the road. And then I'm so introspective during my dreams. That's one of the reasons you can lucid dream is if you're constantly during the day asking, how did I get here? You know, does this make sense? So because that's such a part of my brain, um, every time I'm in a dream and they try to get me, like my dreamers try to trap me, I kind of untrap myself. Like even if I'm drilled to a table and they're operating on me in like a nightmare, I can always ask myself, well, how did I get here? And who are these people? And what do they want from me? And what mistake did I make to get, because I have such a strong relationship with God where everything that happens to me is God's will and I'm at peace with it. And I know that if I'm ever in truly a bad situation, it's because of me. So I'm always in God's hands. So even if a nightmare is trying its hardest to make me scared, I have so little fear in me because I'll just simply ask the question, am I in God's hands? And the answer is yes. Are these people in control of me? And the answer is no. And then I answer myself, do I deserve what's happening to me? And if the answer is yes, then let it happen. If the answer is no, then it must not be real because God wouldn't allow it. And then the dreamers, the people around me that are trying to scare me, they won't even, they're terrified of my realization of this. So I would say I'm like an 80%. I'm like a blue belt. I don't know where blue is or purple is on the karate, but I'm not a black belt yet. But they get terrified and scared when I wake up to the fact that, hey, you guys can't do this. You have no power over me. You know, like Jesus has all the power, and the God above him and with him has all the power. So any schemes that aliens or machine elves or anyone plays on you, they don't have any power over you because you're God's people. You're God's children. If you give your life to Christ, they can't control you unless you think you deserve it. You see? So if I in my real life am serving God to the best of my ability and something bad happens to me, I can just look at it as, oh, well, God wants this experience to happen to me. As long as I'm at peace with God, there's nothing in life that can, like, my dad was there to save me. Now, you could argue, well, what if he wasn't? Yeah, but he was, though. And if my dad, if unfortunately something happened to him and he passed away or he had no money, uh, God would have had my mom there, or God would have had my neighbor there. Somebody would have saved me. Or I would have gone to a homeless shelter and met my future wife. Like you never know. I was fully prepared to be in God's hands wherever I go. I have no fear anymore. And there are schemes being done on us in our dreams. I don't think it's just your own consciousness attacking itself. I think it is somewhat Donald Marshall related. And in my Sermon on the Cloud, which if you like this video, please reach out to me. Say I liked this video. I want to hear the Sermon on the Cloud, because for 5 hours I go into Donald Marshall's theory on being tortured in his dreams for the Illuminati's entertainment, and how he writes songs in his sleep for people. And anyway, I figured out the ability to have good dreams, and I have all these girls that I love so much that all unanimously have agreed, let's not talk to Max ever, based on either a secret plan of mine, or I organize it so they can't talk to me, they aren't allowed, or I did something so egregiously disgusting and distasteful on Facebook because I've never done anything really in person that bad. Um, but I just, or it's, you could look at it as animalistically, I was hot and now I'm not. Although I think I'm still handsome at this point in my life. Um, but, we'll see. Anyway, they don't talk to me anymore. But in my dreams, they do. They visit me in my dreams and they let me know everything's okay. I've seen F, I've seen A, I've seen S, you know, in my dreams. And A is the most special. Why did she take me to the beach if she was going to break up with me? Why did she want to take like Polaroid pictures? And it just strikes me as the Notebook. Some beautiful pictures. Part of me is the ocean and you don't. I love the forest. Went to Santa Cruz. There was a girl named Mallory, and she had a boyfriend, and we were sitting next to each other, and I got her to come into my room, and I'm in this dorm room, and it's this gigantic dorm room, and it's all belongs to me because God willed it so, and it just was. And it was like, it wasn't even supposed to be a dorm room. It was like a common area, but they turned it into a dorm room. And then my roommate decided to sleep and live somewhere else. So I literally had like a suite. I had a penthouse in the trees, okay? Like, and this girl is so pretty, and she's in my room. And I say to her, "Why are you here?" And she says, "I don't know." And in the past, sometimes I'll steal your girl, like I'll just make out with her or whatever, um, even though she has a boyfriend, and it'll become a thing. But in this particular scenario, I'm in between Ashley's for phase one and phase two, and Mallory's in my room, and I'm saying, "Why are you here? Why did you come here? If I can't massage you, or if I can't, I mean, I could if I wanted to, but I was like kind of like inquisitive at the moment." And she goes, "I don't know why I'm here because if you ask me a yes or no, like I'll say no because I want to be loyal to my boyfriend, and yet here I am." And there's a great moment in The Departed where the girl's dating Matt Damon because he's a respected police officer, and then but she's attracted to the criminal DiCaprio. When in reality, DiCaprio's the respectable one, and then Matt Damon is actually the criminal, the dirty cop. So the girl, the feminine attraction, magnetism of the male, the girl knows who the good guy is, but society's telling her the good guy is the other guy. So she goes to Leo. Leo says, "Do you want to get a cup of coffee?" And they get a cup of coffee. It's one of the greatest lines ever because they were just yelling at each other. And he goes, "You want to get a cup of coffee sometime?" Because there's sexual tension there. And he addresses it. And she goes, "Yeah." So they go out to get coffee after they had a professional, like, because he's asking for pills and she's not giving it to him. And then anyway, they get coffee, and he says to her, "If he was here right now, your boyfriend, what would you say to him?" And she said, "I would lie." And so Mallory was in that scenario where I could have asked her, "If your boyfriend walked in right now, what would you say to him?" And she would have said, "I would lie. I would say we're doing a project together. I'm not just here because you're fucking interesting because we sat next to each other and you got my number, even though I had a boyfriend, I somehow gave it to you anyways, and here I am, you know." So, and Ashley, meanwhile, is with her dumb boyfriend and then dumps him to get back with me, even though I'm an honest man. So theoretically, I'm the Leo DiCaprio guy, um, where I look a lot worse than I actually am on the inside because I'm advertising what other guys are lying about to get the good stuff. But anyway, um, I have her in the treehouse, and if I could go back to that moment in time, I would have just said, "Come with me," grabbed her hand, and take her on a walk in the forest, and just like been her friend. But instead, I was just like, "Get out of here," like if we're not gonna hook up, you're too pretty. We're too sexually attracted to each other for this game to go anywhere. So if you want to be loyal to your boyfriend, then go. Like leave me alone. And so she left. I forget what I said, but I didn't take her on a walk, which would have helped me eventually get her. And I think about her because I was looking at my old phones recently, and she was a name, but she was really great. And I bet you she's not with that dude. I bet you that. So interesting about when Jesus met me at 7-Eleven, it was like an angel overlay, like he was it was augmented reality kind of. There's just one awesome video where a light angel like comes out of the sky. It's the coolest video I've ever seen. A light angel comes out of the sky, lands on the street, and then like bounces up and like torpedoes off, and like it's a flash of light, but you can tell it's a man, and it looks just like how you would imagine an angel of war on the good side, or Jesus himself. Anyway, 7-Eleven is 117 backwards. So I got the idea that he's the Christ and I'm the Antichrist. Really, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy with his head in the clouds. And like Kobe couldn't see with the clouds and he ended up perishing on the helicopter. And it's like too much clouds is not a good thing. We want partly cloudy and we want Max to come back down to earth. Right, Dad? Like when an earthling asks my dad, "How's your son doing?" He wants to be able to say earthly things, like, "Oh, well, he's doing great. He just got a promotion. He's making 18 now instead of 17.25, and he works at Best Buy, and he works hard and da 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 da." But the truth is, I'm up in the clouds and I'm on my way down. I'm taking my meds every morning and night, and I'm on my way down back to Earth. But um, it doesn't change all the things I think about, or it doesn't change my level of fear. Like, do I fear losing things? Like, no, I want my computer. I definitely want my car, but like I said, I feel like I'm in God's hands. If God doesn't want me to have a car, if He wants me to learn from life without a car until I can get a car again, that's what He wants. But I don't I don't know if He wants that for me right now. But money is a tricky thing. And who am I think has been answered as I'm 117. I met Jesus at 7-Eleven. I am a prophet of Christ, Elon, which is inside of the Lamb, which is inside of God. So you have God, you have Jesus, and you have Elon. And we're this three-headed monster, where one head is inside the other head, which is inside the other head, like an alien. The alien trinity. So that's it. That's the end of my ridiculousness, as Rob Dyrdek would like to say. So, this is my website. This is my symbol. And this is my matrix code. And, God bless you. God bless me. And God bless the United States of America.